For today's stuff, you have to know items like this. The calculator can help you, and you can use it. But if you don't know this list, then it's going to be more difficult. And then it'll go down to 4 squared is 16, 5 squared is 25, 6 squared is 36. It's good to have a list of these handy that you can go back and look at. 8 squared is 64, 9 squared is 81, 10 squared is 100. On the problems we're going to do, you may not need to go past 100. If you do, then I'll give you more of a list. In this example, we have square root of 24. What you want to do is go down through that list of perfect squares of 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, and so on, and find the highest perfect square that will divide evenly into 24. We never use 1, so you don't even have to put that one on your list. What's the highest perfect square that will go into 24? It's what? 4, yeah. 4 is the highest perfect square that goes into 24. 4 times what? 6. But you're going to write it like this. The square root of 4 times the square root of 6. And then, what's the square root of 4? Square root of 4 is what? What two numbers do you multiply together to get 4? 2. So your final answer is 2 square root of 6. Square root of 32. And our perfect squares, excluding 1, are 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, and so on. Half of 32 is 16. So we don't have to look at anything above 16. What's the highest perfect square that will go into 32? Will 4 go into it? 4 goes into it, but is it the highest one though? 16 will go into it. So square root of 16, what's 16, or what number are we multiplying by 16 to get 32? 2. What's the square root of 16? 4. Your answer is 4 square root of 2. Square root of 40. So your perfect squares excluding 1 are 4, 9, 16. But what's half of 40? 20. So we don't have to go any further than 16. It's got to be in here if it is. What's the highest perfect square that goes into 40? 4. So square root of 4 times what? 10. That'll get you back to 40. And the square root of 4 is what? 2 square root of 10 is the final answer. Drop this one off. Square root of 28. Solution for the practice problem. The highest perfect square that goes into 28 is 4. So we break this up as square root of 4, square root of 7. Square root of 4 is 2. Here is your final answer. Drop this one off. If you can't simplify something because you can't find a perfect square that goes into it, the answer is simply square root of 30. There's nothing you can do to it. Here's another one, and this one does reduce. The solution for this practice problem, the highest perfect square that will go into 60 is 4. And the square root of 4 is 2. 2 square root of 15. Drop this one off. The solution for the practice is that 16 is the highest perfect square that goes into 48, which is 3 times. Your final answer is 4 square root of 3. Drop this one off. The solution for the practice, if you divide 72 in half, it's 32. So list, or not 32, but 36. List all your perfect squares up to 36. And 36 is one of them. So that's the one you need. 36 will go into 72 twice. And the square root of 36 is 6. Here's an example. This is an example. Square root of 75. Now half of 75 on your calculator would come out to be about 37.5. So you need 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, but you can't go to 49 because half of 75 was 37.5. So we want all the perfect squares below that. Now divide 36 into it. Will 36 divide evenly into 75? It won't go in there evenly, so we scratch that one out. What about 25? Will it go in evenly? Yes. 25 goes in evenly how many times? 3. What's the square root of 25? So 5 square root of 3 is the answer. Bring this one up here. This one is square root of 80. The solution for the practice problem. Half of 80, cut it in half, and that is 40. So you want all of your perfect squares up to and including 40, but 40 is not a perfect square. 4, 9, 16, 25, 36. Start here with 36. 80 divided by 36 will not go evenly, so we scratch it off. And then try 25. That will not divide in evenly. Try 16. 16 will divide in evenly, and it goes in 5 times. And now the square root of 16 is 4. Your final answer is 4 square root of 5. In this example problem, it is square root of 90. What's my first step? What do I do first? I do something to 90. What do I do to it? Cut it in half. What's half of 90? 45. So now we want all of our perfect squares up to 45. 4, 9, 16, 25, 36. 49 is the next one, but it's over 45. Start at 36. Will 36 divide evenly into 90? No, it doesn't, so we scratch it out. What about 25? Does it go in evenly into 90? No. Will 16 go in? No. Will 9 go in? Yes. So you have the square root of 9. 9 times what is 90? 10. What's the square root of 9? So 3 square root of 10 is the answer. Drop this one off up here. Square root of 108. The solution for the practice problem, half of 108 is 54. So we want 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, and 49 for our perfect squares. Divide 49 into 108. It does not come out evenly. Divide 36 in, and it does come out evenly. So square root of 36 times the square root of 3. 36 into 108 3 times. And the square root of 36 is 6. There's your answer. Drop this off up here. Square root of 125. Solution to the practice problem. Half of 125 is 62.5. So we need 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49. 64 would be the next one, but it's over this. 49 will not divide into 125, and neither will 36, but 25 will. Square root of 25 times square root of 5 would be 5 square root of 5.